Hey, what's up guys? It's GeneralFluff here, and today we'll be showing you how to play a custom game with 0% cooldown on all your abilities, which is a pretty cool feature, and this is my first video on this channel, so I hope you guys really enjoy. So first up, you're going to want to click play, click custom game, and then you can obviously invite your friends or add bots if you really want to. Go to settings then once you're in settings, scroll down, and once you scroll down to ability cooldown modifier down here in gameplay options. Click the bar and you can select 0. And now we'll see you in game. Okay, so guys, with what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through all the different heroes in this game. So first we're gonna start off with Genji. Genji is pretty cool when it comes to having 0% cooldown because you have his E, so you can basically continuously deflect bullets and all projectiles. You also have his dash, which is his left shift, which you can constantly spam, which basically allows him to fly, which is pretty cool as well. Because you can basically constantly fly continuously for basically ever, which is pretty cool. Because like, yeah, you can get into some cool spots with this as well. Because you can basically go anywhere you want. Okay, so the next person we're going to be checking out is McCree, and McCree is really pretty cool in this game mode. He's got his E and his left shift. His left shift, he can just continuously roll all the time, which can make him move pretty fast. He also has his E, which he can constantly spam. So if you're playing against friends or AI, you can constantly stun, which is pretty fun. Okay, next up we have Pharah. Pharah's pretty cool in this game mode as well. So you have your left shift and E. Your E you can constantly spam, so you can constantly knock people back. You also have your left shift, which you can constantly spam. It does have like a 1 second cooldown after pressing the button, but I think that's just because it's still like doing the animation. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can get into some cool places with that as well. Okay, next up we have Reaper. Reaper's pretty cool in this game as well. First of all, you have your left shift and E. Your E, you can constantly teleport, so you can teleport somewhere, teleport again. Like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can constantly do that. Next thing is also his left shift, which you can just basically constantly stay invincible. So you can just you can stay in it forever, so you're basically unkillable with him, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Okay, so next up we have Soldier 76. There's not really that much with Soldier 76 because his left shift is constantly on, because it's his sprint. You can have heals up all the time, but you can only have one heal at a time, so it's not very effective. Although you can have constant healing, which is pretty cool. You also have 0 cooldown on his liquefying thing, which is actually pretty cool. You can just keep spamming that, and that does a lot of damage. Yeah, apart from that, there's not that much with Soldier 76. Okay, so next up we have Tracer. Tracer's pretty cool in this game, which is probably one of my favorite, because you have basically unlimited dashes. So you can just get everywhere, and you can also rewind as many times as you want. So that's pretty cool. So the blink is her shift, and the E is her rewind. So yeah, that's pretty cool. She's probably one of my favorite for this, because when you're playing with friends or against AI, it's really like insanely hard to hit her. So it makes for some interesting gameplay. Okay, next up we have Bastion. Bastion's probably one of the least exciting people when it comes to this game mode, because his abilities already have 0 cooldown. So his left shift you can get in and out of, which is like normal, so you can just constantly get out of that. Your E also in normal game modes has 0 cooldown as well, so there's not really much different in this game mode compared to normal for Bastion. So next up we have Hanzo. Hanzo's pretty cool in this game mode. You have your left shift, which is your like scan thing, which is called your Sonic Arrow, and this basically you can get some good vision on the map. Your E is the scatter shot type thing. You can have constant E's, so you can constantly have those on if you want, which is pretty cool. But apart from that, there's not that much. He doesn't have any mobility still. He's pretty mobile and all that. So yeah. Okay, so next up we have Junkrat. Junkrat's pretty cool in this game mode. He's probably my favorite out of all the people you can have. You have your unlimited amounts of traps, even though you can have only one at a time, but still my favorite thing about him is his left shift ability. So basically, if you keep spamming your left shift ability, you can basically fly. I mean, there's always going to be barriers on the map, but you can basically fly everywhere. So if you just keep spamming it, you will stay in the air constantly. It's pretty fun. It's pretty funny to watch if other people are spectating you as well. Yeah, this could be a very interesting mechanic in the game. So basically, how to do it, you throw your left shift down, and then you right click your mouse, and you just keep spamming that, and you'll just keep flying. You can get into some cool spots, like on the House of Anubis, you can get it above the building, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Junkrat. Okay, next up we have Mei. Mei's probably one of the most annoying people in this entire game mode, purely because of her E, which is her wall. Because you can constantly spam this all the time. There is a 1 second cooldown in between it, or like not less than a 1 second cooldown, but it's really annoying. She also has a shift ability up all the time, so she can basically be unkillable, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so you can spam walls, and you have your left shift, which is always up, which is pretty cool. Okay, next up we have Turbine. Oh, Turbotron. There's nothing really that good about him. He can put, like, his turret still has a 2 second cooldown in this game mode. I'm guessing that's because it's building here when you first make it. His E still requires parts, like from dead enemies and stuff, and your dead teammates. So it's not that useful in this game mode either. So yeah, there's not much. So he's probably one of the worst heroes in this game mode. Okay, next up we have Widowmaker. Widowmaker's pretty cool in this game mode. You have your E, which shoots what's it called? The Venom Mine, which will explode when people come near it. But the cool thing about it is a left shift, which is a grapple hook. So you can constantly grapple to whatever, because it has 0 cooldown, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can grapple into some cool spots, and it's hard to kill her because she can always get away, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Okay, so next up we have Diva. Diva's pretty cool in this game mode. You have our E, which is deflects all incoming damage, which is pretty cool because that's always up, so you can constantly have that open. As well as your left shift, which is your flying thing. You can constantly have that up, so you can just constantly stay in the air, which is pretty cool because you can just fly around the map, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can get into some cool spots with this as well, as like you can get into some cool spots like Genji and all that, and with their abilities. Okay, next up we have Reinhardt. Reinhardt's pretty cool in this game mode. His shield is the exact same as in normal game modes. It doesn't have any cooldown anyway in normal game mode, so it's exactly the same. Still loses health and all that. So yeah, his E has 0 cooldown, which is pretty cool. So you could play him in this game mode as, I guess, like a ranged person, I guess, if you really wanted to, which is pretty cool. You have his shift, which is constantly on, so you can constantly use that. So you can constantly get around the map. You can pin people. You know, always gotta one-shot those squishy targets, squishy heroes, like Tracer. Yeah, so he can get around the map pretty good. He has his E and his shield, which is pretty cool. Okay, so next up we have Roadhog. Roadhog's pretty cool in this game mode. You have his left shift and E. His left shift is his hook that he throws out and hooks in the enemy and it pulls them towards you. His left shift, that's on 0% cooldown, so you can have constant CC on an enemy if you choose to, which is pretty cool. And then you can always one-shot them, as always, which always happens when you're playing something squishy like Genji or Mei or someone like that. And then also you have your E, which is your heal. Now this is also on a 0 second cooldown, so it's constantly up. And as you know from versing Reinhardt, it's insanely hard to kill them when they're healing. So you're killable, but it's insanely hard when you're playing Roadhog. Okay, next up we have Winston. Winston's pretty cool in this game mode. He's got his E, which is his shield, and his left shift, which is his jump. Okay, his jump's always up, so by the time he's landing, his jump will always be up. Now, but with his E, which is like kind of disappointing. But this E, it has 0% cooldown, like has 0 cooldown, but you can't use it again until this one is either destroyed or disappears. So you have to wait for this shield here to disappear before you can put another one down. But it's pretty good for pushing in this game mode and stuff. So you can jump anywhere with your left shift as well because it has 0 cooldown. So yeah. Okay, so next we have Zyra. Zyra is pretty annoying to us in this game mode purely because of her left shift. Her left shift is the self shield. This neglects all damage around her, which is pretty OP when you think about it, but in this game mode you have 0 cooldown, so it's always up. So basically she can't be harmed. If you constantly spam this, she can't be harmed in this game mode, which is pretty cool. Her E is also, which I can't demonstrate here because I don't have someone else in the game mode, but you do the same thing as your left shift but on a friendly ally, so they can't take damage. And that's also got 0 cooldown, so which is pretty cool. Okay, so next up we have Lucia. Lucia is pretty cool in this game mode because you can constantly spam his E and his pushback, which is pretty cool. So you can change your ability with your left shift from heal to like movement speed. And if you press your E with the movement speed, you can constantly use this, so you can constantly spam high movement speed, which is pretty good when it comes because it affects all your team around you. You also have your heal, which constantly will heal you and people around you. Now this is pretty good because it makes you insanely hard to kill because the heal actually heals a lot, a big amount. So yeah. Okay, next up we have Mercy. Mercy's not that good in this game mode because her abilities have 0 cooldown anyway. Her left shift is the one where she flies to her ally, which has 0% cooldown. Left click is a healing ability, and her right click is her damage fist. Now she also has a pistol. This has no abilities to go with it, so it's not very good. There's nothing that changes with Mercy in this game mode, so yeah. Okay, next up we have Symmetra. Symmetra's okay in this game mode, she's pretty cool. But she still has her limitations, like in the normal game mode. So she has her turrets, which is her left shift, which she can constantly spam, because there's 0 cooldown. But like always, it will be capped at 6 turrets. So once you put up 6, look, it will destroy one. So there's 6 there, I'll place one down, and look, the one over there got removed. So you can still only have 6, but you can put them up pretty fast, which is pretty cool. You also have your E, which gives friendly allies shields, but this is already has 0 cooldown on in normal game modes anyway, so it hasn't changed. Next up we have Zenyatta, who doesn't change at all in this game mode. He has his oh wait, he does change a tiny bit. He has his left shift, which already has 0 cooldown, where he throws a orb and it heals from the ally. He has his E, which what's it called? It's called a Orb of Discord, which like tags an enemy on the map if you hit them with this. So yeah, but that has 0 cooldown, but the left shift already had 0 cooldown before in normal game mode. So yeah, it doesn't change that much, but it still changes a bit.
Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.